Just now I heard you all singing a beautiful bhajan, and all such bhajans and singing are all tuned to a raga, right? So if you know the raga, then you know pretty much what are the variations, different bhajans, different songs from the same raga only. Various compositions by great masters of very well known, they are all very well known, but they can use the same raga but give different kinds of compositions. The word raga means Ranjanat Raga iti uchyate. First definition. Colorful. Raga means color actually. So a colorful thing is called raga. What is a color? Variations. That's why I always tell, when you go to any shop, especially a saree shop, where they have different shades of this, blouse colors. For men, it'll all the same, all blue. No, what are you saying? It's a deep blue, navy blue, light blue, sky blue. Men, I don't think we will see much of the color difference. But women have the ability to see that color so different. So the raga means color, basically. Coloring. And the entire creation, if you look at it, so many different beautiful colors. Flowers are of different colors. Leaves of different colors. Trees of different colors. Sand is also different colors. So the entire creation is made of such beautiful variations. That's the beauty of creation. And then if you look around, all of you are wearing different kinds of dresses, but not one person would be looking cloth-wise same as the other. You may say red, but there are so many reds here. So green, there are so many different greens are there. Blue, there are only one thing which is not only white. It will be the same white everywhere or black. So that's why they say, talk to me white, black and white. Meaning, no, don't make it too many variations. I want black and white. What it is. Tell me that. Now, in India only we find that people wear different colors. And in many of the places here, if you go to an airport, you'll say either black or white. Maximum gray. That's why, in the holy times, you should see color everywhere. Jai Ho. All colors. So one meaning of raga is color. Another meaning of raga is trishna, meaning intense desire for a thing is also called raga. So there, the raga means attachment to a particular thing. And that too, very deep, very strong desire for something. That is called Trishna. In English, it's called thirsty. Trish means thirsty. I'm thirsty for something. You say that I'm thirsty for not just drinking water. I'm thirsty about listening to something or eating something or going for an experience. And thirsty of something. So that's called Trishna. The third meaning of raga is abhilasha. Abhilasha basically means mind going towards a thing effortlessly again and again. In Sanskrit, the definition is Punah Punaha Vishaya Anuranjana Icha Raga. Again and again, the mind going towards a thing without you putting any effort. When you are going to a flight, you get into the airport, first thing you look for is Starbucks. Just now you had a coffee, no, at home and started off. That is 1 hour over, Swamiji. But when I get into the flight with that green cup, it's not only style, but also it becomes an addiction. Puna punaha vishaya anuranjana icha. Again and again, going back to that particular experience. That is called Abhilasha. I was there 10 days back in Seattle, and Seattle is headquarters for Starbucks. That. So they have a particular place how many of you have gone there? It's a huge place where they show how the coffees are made in Starbucks coffees over there made. A lot of people there. So I went there with one family. And then they said that, Swamiji, you must taste the coffee. Yeah. I said, okay, let us go. So I went there, and then they showed us how the coffees are, how they are making the different intensity of coffee, all that. And a lot of people there, coffee in. And then, so the man who took me, he said that, Swamiji, now I'll get 3 different kinds of coffee, and you'll know, and whichever you want, we will order more. I said, okay, okay. So then 3 different, textures of coffee. The light, the medium, the dark. So I found that Vietnam is the best one. I said, that I like. So want more of it? No, that is enough. Only this much. So, and then the medium, and then the dark. So even in that coffee, you will have 100 different variations. So in this world, what we have to observe is everything is going through varieties of modifications and varieties of people seeking that variety of things. Based upon what? Based upon our past experiences, vasanas, impressions, and what we have been carrying on for not only this life, many lives. And that is why this whole world is filled with so many varieties. In today's world, the choices people have in everything is so much. One person came from India and he was traveling in a flight. And the flight attendant came and said, sir, you would like coffee? He said, yes. Caffeinated or decaffeinated? The first time he heard something decaffeinated. I don't know what the caffeinated is. Okay, that's what I think I should have. Okay. Milk? Yes. Full fat? 1%? 1%? Or this I never heard. No, one is fat-free, another is full fat, 1%, 2%, which 2%. Very good. Okay. Which milk? Cow's milk or this what is called almond milk, oat milk? Because you never heard any of other varieties. Oh, you mean cow's milk? Yes, cow's milk. You like sugar? Yes. You want sugar or alternate sugar? No, the Splenda. I don't know what they are. Sugar is fine. You want brown sugar, white sugar? He fell down unconscious. He said, how many choices you give me? I don't understand. He fell down because he's so confused. So the person next to him, so wake him up, and then can you just to help me wake him up? That fellow was so exhausted. Water. So the flight attendant came back and said, normal water or mineral water? So in today's world, so many choices that we get confused only most of the time. Earlier time it was coffee. That's all. It is simple coffee. Now the beach coffee, decaffeinated, caffeinated, this, that, milk and sugar and this. That is called Ranjanam. variety. The whole creation is filled with so many different choices. And our mind also goes through so many different, permutation combinations. That's why today's world, the mind is so complex. Then somebody says, I am unhappy, is one thing. Then unhappiness becomes sad. Oh, you're sad or unhappy? Unhappiness is dissatisfaction. Sad is a little more intense feeling of the same thing. Then the next level is, I'm depressed. So I never heard when I was growing up, there is no question of depression. Depression, I also knew the depression that takes place in the ocean, There is a ocean depression there in the weather condition. And the mind is depressed. So people have not, it is not unhappiness, it is not dissatisfaction, it's much more the sad, then depression, then suicidal. And any area you take up, one person went to a doctor and said, I think I have problem with my eyes. He said, which one? Left or right? I think left. I think I am only right eye specialist. You go to the left one someday. Every area, every department, you have so many variations. And that is the reason our mind is also caught up in such a complex. And Bhagavad-Gita addresses this long time back. This raga, when it becomes intense, an attachment, it becomes an attachment. First, it starts with the taste, a preference, then wanting, a desire, then intensity of that same trishna, then abhilasha, wanting to go back again and again. Then ultimately it becomes an addiction. Anybody who said he or she is addicted to something started with only tasting it. Is it not true? Whether it's a smoking or drinking, nobody has born with an addiction. The cup in the hand, born or what? Or a cigarette in the hand. No, it's only a taste. I want to try it out. It started with a tasting, then started with some amount of liking for it. Then after some time, you say that I prefer it. Then other things. Then after some time, I cannot but have it every day. And after some time, I cannot live without it. This is how. That's why in the ladder of fall, what did he say? First he said, what that? Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kama. Starting with vishaya dhyanam, thinking about an object and repeated thinking about the same thing creates calm, desire. Yesterday also we saw that desire intensified becomes an addiction. And when it becomes addiction, if you deny the person what he is addicted to, krodha. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, delusion. Sammoha smriti vibhrama. All is thinking about, all the mind which can otherwise become intelligent started to lose its memory. Smriti bhramshad buddhi nashaha. Ability to discriminate also goes away. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. So it is said here, this is what is the definition of raga. Ranjanat ragaha. Addiction, it leads to some kind of intense addiction. And the opposite of that is called dvesha. That is also equally bad. Dvesha is what? Dukkeshu apritihi dveshaha. When we encounter an experience which gives us a negative experience, we start thinking about it as that is the reality of the thing. This particular thing will always give me negative experience. And apritihi. Then thereafter we start hating it. You know, when I was growing up, first time when I saw eggplant, somehow in my mind, when I was used to go to a marketplace with my mother, we had a beautiful market, a lot of vegetables, etc. But it so happened that in that market, which I regularly go with my parents, every week or once, twice a week, we go there because we didn't have the fridge, etc. So every time you have to buy, or when they bring it to your doorstep, then you get the vegetables. So we prefer to go to the market because their variety you can see and choose, and then also you can what do you call that? Negotiate the price. When somebody brings it to home, you cannot negotiate much of it, right? So we used to go there, and it so happened the entry part of that marketplace is fish. I mean, we first will close and then go to the next part of the market. So otherwise, we have to go from the other entrance, which is a little too far to go roundabout. So we prefer to go this way, close and then go. And it so happened that always the person who was selling eggplant was next to the fish. I couldn't distinguish between these two because they also same shape, when they put that purple color, those times only green and purple, two colors of the eggplants only you get. So I said, this shop has fish. This is also looking the same. That is when I started to hate this eggplant. This is my autobiography of hating that eggplant. And I was been thinking, why I do hate this eggplant so much? Because of this impression I got. What is it? This is nothing but another version of the fish. So whenever I saw eggplant, I closed my mouth. That is fish. So now you see, what does it as? Dukkeshu apritihi. A dislike for a thing which has given you a negative experience. But many of them in this world, even now, unintelligently eat eggplant. Then later on, I got an excuse for not eating in the form of Ayurveda says eggplant is not good for you. See, I have been having that wisdom for a long time. Why didn't people realize that? No, every time when anybody says eggplant is, Ayurveda does not allow. This is second thing I learned. Third thing which gave me a shot in the arm was Gurudev never liked eggplant. Never. So when I heard from Gurudev that he did not like eggplant, I am your disciple. For sure. Why? Because you don't like the same thing which I don't like. Then I have got more, authority. Not only me. Ayurveda says. Why Ayurveda? Gurudev says that. He used to say that when he came to US a long time back, 60s and 70s maybe, not many places you get vegetables at that time. During those times, it was very rare to get vegetarian food. And so, in only houses you get food, and then they get vegetables all the way from Florida because only that place where a maximum amount of vegetation was available, vegetables are available. So many times Gurudev had said this. So when I go to some houses in California, they say, Swamiji, we got special vegetables from Florida exclusively for you. And what they cook? Eggplant. He used to say, my God. From Florida, it came all the way to torture me. And he would say, just to make that people not to feel bad, he would take a small portion of it and taste it and ask for papadam and cover it. So that they will not know that he didn't eat it. Later on, people realize that he doesn't eat. Why did that come? Okay. Dukkha. So, an experience of a negative nature which causes some unhappiness to you, for whatever reason, you start hating it. So, these two are the things in our life which decide our experience. We go towards things which we have raga when we go away from things that we have dvesha. So Raga and Dvesha, in Bhagavad-Gita very clearly it says, Indriyasya arte Raga-dveshau vyavastitau tayoho vasham na agachet tauhyasya paripantinau. Meaning is, when the sense organs are in touch with sense objects, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, etc., when they are in touch with objects of the world, Indriyasya artho Raga-dvesha-vidaarinyai. Surely you will get either Raga or Dvesha. When I see, hear, taste, smell, touch anything, either I like what I see or I dislike. Hardly anyone would say, no, either I like and or I dislike. Somebody asked this question. Today only I read somewhere. When is that when life will become neither bad nor good? Tell me. When is that the life will become neither good nor bad? You want to know? In the year 50-50. Where a person neither likes nor dislikes. This doesn't happen to us. We have a strong branding in our head. I like certain things and I totally dislike certain things. So very hardly we would say, doesn't matter. That is called maturity actually. Maturity is where you neither have raga for things, intense desire for longing for things, nor you have dislike and hatred towards anything. Not only about objects, even people. Certain culture, certain tradition, certain religion, certain lifestyle, certain behavior. We keep on branding in our mind, even people. This one has this hairstyle, I don't like. This person colored his hair, I don't like. This person wears this kind of a dress, I don't like. This person speaks this language, I don't like. This person follows this kind of a tradition or believes in God, I don't like. And that's why we become clannish. So, Indriyasya arte Raga-dveshau vyavastitau. Bhagavan Krishna, what he says, tayoho Raga-dveshayoho vasham na agachet. Don't come under their control. Because we cannot stop seeing things. We cannot stop hearing. We cannot stop dealing with people. We are not living in isolation, solitude. We are in the world. We are to deal with the world. We are to see, hear, taste, etc. But do I have to become a victim of my own branding of the world of likes and dislikes? If a person has such strong likes and dislikes, will have very few friends, more enemies. Because he will only deal with people who would like what he likes or she likes. And he will stay away from those people who like what he does like. If I say, of course I have a rule. Nobody can bring eggplant into Rameshwaram. That is for sure. But if I go to a restaurant and somebody is eating there, I always do that. When I go to a restaurant, when we have a program, I say, I will order my food, you do whatever you want. Invariably, they order eggplant. Okay, you do one thing. Cover with a papadam and you eat whatever you want. So I cannot stop the world or people around me doing things which I don't like. Yeah, because that is their preference. They like it. What can I do for that? Even if I know that is wrong, I cannot stop it. Tayoho vasham tvam na agachet. You don't come under their sway. Don't expect the world to change for you. Yesterday also I told that. You change. Don't expect the world to change. So, Indriyasya arte Raga-dvesho vyavastitau tayoho vasham na agachet. Why it is so? And Arjuna would ask, Why? What will happen if I am under the control of this Raga-dwesha? What is wrong? Tau hi asya paripantino. Tau means Raga-dwesha. These likes and dislikes are the first and foremost enemy of your mind. Paripantino means they are the people who are, those two of them are those which really would give a lot of agitations to your mind. Because we always would like to go for those things which we like, and they always run away from us. And we always run away from those things which we don't like, they come after us. That is the nature of the world. We run away from something, they follow us. We run towards something, they go away from us. So obviously, mind is always in tension. I don't get what I want. Always I get what I don't like. Is it not that is the cause of most people who are depressed? They look everything as bleak, everything as negative. Say, in my life, Swamiji, everything is going wrong, left and right. Everything is wrong. Nothing happens the way I want. Nothing is giving me joy. Everything is so sad. If they live in that condition, in the mind, victimized by the mind, their life will never be happy. And such people only become suicidal, depressed, dejected, addicted to medicines, drugs, and finally, they can't live. So, very beautifully it says, Yaha sarvatra anabhisneha tattat prapya shubha shubham na abhinandadi na dveshi tasya prajna pratishtita. Bhagavan Krishna says, I will give you the characteristics of a person who evolved. What is the nature of this person? Yaha sarvatra, at all places, na anabhisneha. Sarvatra anabhisneha, sorry. He has no particular attachment to things. Sneha means some kind of liking, inclination. Anabhisneha, one who does not have too much attachment to things everywhere, wherever he goes. Yes, sarvatra anabhisneha. Yattat prapya, even as he gets, shubham va ashubham va. Shubham means what he likes or what he prefers or what he does not prefer. Na abhinandati, he does not get delighted over things that he wanted. Na dveshti, not that he ever sits and unhappy about or hateful about anything. Tasya prajna, such a person's mind is pratishtita. Very well established, steady. Such a person is called a man of steady wisdom. Yona dveshtina kankshati is a person who is called a true renunciate is one. Nyeyasya nitya sannyasi yona dveshtina kankshati nirdvando hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. A true renunciate is not a person who wears a orange cloth and move around. No, that is not the mark of a sannyasi. One who does not have strong likes and dislikes. That is the mark of a true sannyasi. For example, if you are in a crowd of people and a person is wearing a white coat, you know, such a person is considered as a doctor. Or a person wearing a military dress. So you know that person is in the army or whatever. Or wearing in India there's a kind of a khaki, then you say that person is a police officer. If a person wears a white shirt and a black coat, what do you call that person? Liar. You know why they wear a white shirt and over that there's a black coat? White means truth, black means not telling the truth. See, in one place, in the court of law, they were selecting the juries, right? So, the lawyer asked, is there anybody in these people who doesn't like lawyer? There's a big silence there. I do. He heard the word, I do. You don't look around. Who's that? The judge. So he said, Judge, I didn't ask you that question. I know that you don't take. So if a person is wearing a white shirt over that is black, it's a lawyer. White coat, the doctor. This dress, it's a sannyasi. But do you think that because a person wearing a white coat does it mean that he's a doctor? It's because he's a doctor he's wearing a white coat. Think. Because anybody who wears a white coat cannot be a doctor. It is essentially what his knowledge is. Not because he's wearing a white coat, he's a doctor. Not because he's wearing a black coat, he's a lawyer. Not because a person wearing this dress is a sannyasi. What is the quality of a sannyasi? Just like a doctor must have the knowledge of medicine, a lawyer must have the knowledge of constitution or law. A police officer knows the laws and rules of that particular city or state, whatever it is. In the same way, who actually says? One who is beyond Raaga-dwesha. Nyayasya nitya sannyasi yaha na dveshti na kankshati. Nirdvandvaha. He is beyond these dualities. Mahabahu sukham bandhat pramuchyate. He is such a person alone can easily come out of bondage, because bondage is created by our mind, which always works in terms of likes and dislikes. This is Bhagavad-Gita so beautifully points out how to come out of bondage. Our own bondage created by our own mind, which is segmenting the world or dividing the world into two parts. Things I like, things I don't like. Things I want, things I don't want. Things I enjoy, things I hate. Come out of this kind of, intense partition of the world and stay neutral and make sure that your mind is neither agitated about what you don't like nor disturbed by things that you like. That is why it is a Raaga-dwesha-vidaarinyai Namah. Bhagavad-Gita is that which destroys the segmentation of the world, causing such a division in your mind in the form of likes and dislikes. And in the same way, Bhagavan Krishna says, such a person alone can be true devotee also. It is only jnanam. Even a devotee of mine, anybody who calls himself or herself as, I am Bhagavad Bhaktaha, I am a devotee of the Lord. See, if I ask you, do you know, let us say, Obama? If I ask you, do you know Barack Obama?
Yes.
But does he know you? That's a difference. One thing is we know Bhagavan, but does Bhagavan consider me as a Bhakta? I say, I am a Krishna Bhakta. Wait, you may be a Krishna Bhakta, but does Krishna say that or you say that? Bhagavan Krishna very clearly says, who is my Bhakta? I will tell you. Yona hrishyati na dveshti, na shochati na kankshati, shubha parityagi, bhaktiman yah same priyaha. Me priyaha bhaktiman, who is he? Yona hrishyati na dveshti, one who does not get accelerated out of his raga. Nor dveshti. Dveshti means one who does not hate anything. Yona hrishyati na dveshti, na shochati, na kankshati. He is not under the spell of any sorrow, nor he is attracted to certain things and gets deluded by that. Shubha ashubha parityagi. He is able to give up those kind of preoccupation of the mind. Bhaktiman yaha sa me priyaha. Tulya ninda stutirmoni santushto yena kena chiti aniketa stirahi bhaktiman me priyaha. Tulya has same, Tulya ninda stuti. People in this world sometimes will criticize you. Some people will praise you. Ninda and stuti. Tulya ninda stuti. In both this situation, a person who considers himself to be a devotee of God is mauni. Tulya ninda stutir mauni. Mauni means what? He doesn't react to such things. We at once react to somebody who praises us. Tell more about me. Isn't it? But I was saying, so it doesn't matter. Tulya ninda stutir mauni. Santushto yenake. Aniketa stiramatihi. He may not be staying in one place for too long, but mind is steady. Bhaktiman me priyo naraha. So even a bhaktiman, a man of devotion, is one who is beyond raga and dvesha, beyond likes and dislikes. So that is why we need to understand what is the right thing to choose when we give unnecessary importance to things in our daily life. Small pin and pricks in life are there. Who says that every day everything will be beautiful every day? No, your body will give trouble, or people will give trouble, or there may be some trouble. So one professor, you might have heard this particular example. One professor was there and he was demonstrating something to the students. He picked up a jar, a glass jar, and he put some rocks into the jar. Filled the entire jar with the rocks. Small, big, small, stones. And he said to the students, is it full now? Up to the brim, up to the top, he put all the rocks and filled up the entire glass jar. Full. They said, yes, wait. He took some pebbles and started putting in it. The pebbles find their way into the jar and then filled up all the gaps. Small pebbles filled up all the things. Then he said, now it's full. It looks like, wait, and it's some fine sand. And he put it inside. The sand is so soft or so small granules, it also found a place without spilling over and filled up the entire jar. Now he said, is it full now? Now they stood, yes, it is full. You are right, it is full. Now you can't put anything else. So what did I do first? I put the rock first and the pebbles next, and then the sand, right? So the rocks, first of all, filled up most of it, almost everything, but there are gaps. There were gaps. And that was filled up by the pebbles, and still there were gaps, right? And then it is filled by the little sand, which is very, very small granules. Now, had it been that I first filled up with the sand up to the brim, can I put the pebble there? Can I put the rock there?
No.
Therefore, do not fill your mind with that sand. Meaning, if you are putting keeping your life filled with your Raaga-dwesha, likes and dislikes, it is like filling the jar with the sand. Then what happens? Nothing else you can concentrate on. There are so many other things which definitely require your attention. And people who are very strongly having likes and dislikes cannot move on in their life. Even their own relationship will get disturbed. Their workplace, they will be unhappy. Or wherever they go, they'll be filled with the strong feeling of likes and dislikes. And when they open their mouth, only talk about that. I like this, I don't like this. And such people, there are only very few people will be around with them. Why? Iska Ramayana shuru ho gaya. Ramayana is not bad, but that's what we say. Ramayana is a beautiful story. Why? On the other hand, find out what is the most important priority of your life. They are the rocks of your life. Meaning, your own inner freedom, your own spiritual freedom, your own devotion to God, your own meditation, daily meditation and prayers and other things, which irrespective of how old you are, how young you are, it will give you infinite happiness. And more you engage in that, more and more inner joy you will find. Your dependence on others or situations outside to make you happy will become red sinless. And you will become joyful within yourself, and wherever you go, people would love it because you are expressing joy and peace. That is the rocks of life. You will rock. You will become a rock star. And then comes the next smaller pebbles, which are your responsibilities. Your children, your wife or your husband, your parents or your relatives, your workplace, your friends, your colleagues, your associates in the community. You will have some time to spend with all these people. So that comes out of joy when you do with all these things. First is that rock of spiritual maturity. And with that maturity of thinking, when you are dealing with the people with joy, they are the pebbles. Then comes the next one, their fine stand. Those are all the things which your own personal preferences. They should be the last one. Presently, what we see in people, first thing they have is my personal preferences. That comes the priority. In the process, you are least bothered about your own spiritual growth. On the other hand, if you take your own personal growth or towards your own inner freedom as a priority, it will definitely accommodate all other things also. But on the other hand, if your personal preferences and likes and dislikes takes a priority, nobody will become part of your life. Other things are all totally out. There's no place in your heart for them. There's no place in your life for them. Just like the sand is filled, nothing else can go inside. So therefore, Bhagavad-Gita says, Raaga-dwesha-vidaarinyai vishayan indriyescharan atma vasher videyatma prasadam adhigacchati. One who is devoid of the Raaga-dwesha-vidaarinyai, at the same time, vishayan indriyescharan, he deals with all the objects of the world. Why? Because Atma Vashehi Videya Atma. He who is given first preference to Atman, the self, in that continuous attention upon my own freedom, which is always there. When I recognize my freedom, I give freedom to others. When I recognize my peace, I live in peace with others. When I recognize my own joy, what I give is joy. Atma Vasher Videya Atma. What is his state? Prasadam adhigacchati. Mind is always pleased. Prasannata, pleasant, happy, content, joyful, peaceful. This is how Bhagavad-Gita beautifully gives us the indicators, teachings. This is the glory of Bhagavad-Gita. The next one which we take up is Moda-kaarinyai Namah. Next word, next name of Bhagavad-Gita. Moda-kaarinyai Namah. Moda means delight. So how does Gita give us delight? Now you see, there are 3 degrees of experiences about happiness, which I'm sure all of you might have come across. One is called Priya. Second is called Moda. Third is called Pramoda. In Sanskrit, we have these 3 levels we explain. Sanskrit meaning in our scriptures. What is Priyam? Priyam is that which by thinking about it, your mind is happy. Each person is different. Somebody may be liking some kind of food, somebody may be music, somebody may be going to places and looking at the nature, somebody may be running. So, Priya means that which is dear to you, which you would like to think about it, even thinking about it will become joy. Or we have people whom we like, particular set of people we like. So that is called Priya, which causes raga, as I told you. That is the point. But this Priya becomes Moda when that particular object or a thing is owned by you, which it is under your possession. I give typically this example. Somebody invited me for a lunch, let us say. So I know it's a South Indian home, so I'm sure they will have vada. I'm not, I don't know what you have today. I didn't even know that. But. So the very thought of vada gives some kind of delight, or if I like it. So that is Priyam. Then after that, when there is a buffet also, so I stand there in the buffet for my turn. And from a distance, I look at how many vadas are there in the plate and calculate how many people are in front of me. They may have inside stock, which I don't know. So they have put 10 vadas on the plate, on the bowl, serving bowl. But I counted, I have 12 people in front of me. Mere calculation shows I won't get it. So what I do? Look at a person, 3-4 people before me. Hey! Long time I didn't see you. I cross and go to him so that I am definitely going to get it. Right? So I make sure that I am superseding somebody else there so that I'm sure about getting the vada. All right. So then when I come closer and closer to that, I saw one person take 2 vadas. This is really bad. Now I have only one, and this fellow in front of me, if he takes, I'm in trouble. And he was about to take, hey, see, I actually wanted to talk to you, but I picked up my vada, and then I talked. By the time he looked at, oh, vada is not there. Maybe they will bring it. He's a little more mature than me. I made sure that I have the vada in my plate. This is called Moda. So the first state is the thought of it creating a delight in my mind is Priya. When it is in my possession, I have it in my plate. What is it called? Moda. Now, I take my plate and I started to go towards where I'm going to sit. And these small children, they run around too fast here and there. One fellow comes, vada goes into the dustbin. My Moda is gone. Moda become mad now. I get mad. On the other hand, I somehow managed to catch that. It doesn't fall anywhere. Again, I curse that fellow anyway. And goes and sit, and I put that vada into my mouth. It becomes pramoda. Meaning, the vada is no more. It's not the crow did not take the vada. Vada poche. There's a story, right? About the crow coming and taking away your vada and all that. Now it is no doubt. It is mine and I am experiencing it. This is pramod. Right? So Bhagavad-Gita says that there are 3 things that you go through in the knowledge of knowledge of the highest reality also. First thing is When we are living a life in this world, who is always seeking for happiness in everything, without which we cannot live. Every moment of our life, we are looking for some source of happiness, something which will make us happy, right? And we always think something should happen, something I should get or achieve, accomplish, get, and then only. What the true Vedanta Guru would say, what you are looking for is happiness. Everybody is looking for the same happiness only. It's not outside you. It is your own self, your own soul is the abode of all joy. This is only an information to me. It's only what I heard. It is only what is Upadesha that is given to me by my teacher, Guru. Based upon his maturity and experience, he is giving me and he is showing the scriptures, Bhagavad-Gita, Upanishad, etc., quoting that. See, it is said here very clearly, Bhagavan himself has said that Rishis have discovered it. Through meditation, you can achieve this. And this is the path to go. So it is a information that I've gained, but very information that I gained, I can find happiness even without going out into the world looking for it. That very thought itself is so satisfying. That in this world, even though everybody is looking for things outside, my Guru says that it is not out there, it is within you only. So this is the Priya. Priya means what? Where I come to discover that the Atman is the nature of bliss and joy, and it is available to me. The very thought of it, thinking about it, reading about it. That's why people go to Satsanga. Why go to Satsanga? To get assured that, yes, it is true. That my joy is within my reach only. Then when you do, this is Shravanam, when you listen. When you start reflecting on this, how is that I in my life get unhappy, get agitated over things? Where is that I lost it? Where is that, why is that I am not able to discover that inner happiness? What is wrong? Is it in my thinking or it is in my way of doing things? So when you start reflecting, you recognize that in the way you think is the problem. The way I give priority to other things is the problem. The way I ignored myself, inner contentment, inner peace, that is the problem. I'm not with myself all the time. I'm always occupied with doing this or doing that or going there or sleeping. When is the time where I can be with my own mind, my own self, with my own company, without disturbed by anything else? So therefore, by reflection, by thinking, I bring that very joy of the self closer to me. Even when people are around, I can still be happy with myself. That possibility is there. Others, what they do, what they say, what need not to disturb me. So therefore, I brought it closer to myself. This is called Moda Pravritti, Moda Vritti. A thought of the proximity of the self. Earlier, possibility of the self, being happy. Now it is proximity of the self, closeness of the self. Then what makes me further go into that is, I want to experience this exclusively. It's no more theory. It should become my anubhava, experience. I want to know for sure that this is what the truth. Then I take up that as a serious step in my life and spend exclusive time to be with me, to experience it. And in that process only you discover all other obstacles. Mind is an obstacle. Thought is an obstacle. Your desires are an obstacle. So slowly, when a person able to bring that inner silence, inner stillness, inner awareness, inner abidance, one gets the glimpse of one's own self. That is called Pramod, Anand. So Bhagavad-Gita introduces us the possibility of the joy of the self, then the proximity of the self, then personal experience of the same. So, Bhagavad-Gita is Moda-kaarinyai Namah. It causes that inner joy. Having reached with illabdva naparam labam manyate adikam yat manyate nadikam. There is nothing beyond this. Yat labdva na aparam labam adikam manyate. Having gained which, nothing else can supersede this. Tasmin tido na dukkena na vichalyate. Even the greatest sorrow will not affect such a person. So, the teaching of Bhagavad Gita brings our own self to ourselves. The lost self is discovered. The forgotten one is made to be remembered. What is ignored is now owned. That is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita, which gives us the great joy of discovery of one's own self. Moda-kaarinyai Namah. We'll see more of it another occasion. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.